Okay, so this is a test to see how our systems are going and if you can hear me okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dolores Cannon Past Life Regression live stream. How's everyone coping with the lunar eclipse energies? We're supposed to be writing these out until the end of the year, and now today is 11/11. More powerful energies to navigate. Do you have your GPS hooked up? I'm Andrea. I'm a past life hypnotherapist certified in both beyond quantum healing hypnosis and quantum healing hypnosis technique. And you're tuned in to Day Trips Out of the Box, where we break free from the conditioned mind to remember who we really are and the purpose we had for coming to planet Earth. This is the second part of a three-part group regression series based on a workshop that Dolores Cannon did in her prime before she left us in 2014. Here we'll be meeting your spirit guide or your guardian angel. You can find the link to the third and last workshop where we'll be taking you to a future lifetime, 100, 200, or 300 years into the future. And everything mentioned in this broadcast will be in the description box below. If you haven't done so already, please do me a favor and go ahead and smash that like button. That's going to help others find this channel and get this important information. If you like this kind of information, quantum healing hypnosis, the subconscious, getting yourself into a creator mode versus a reactive mode, empowering yourself, consider subscribing to this channel. More videos are going to be coming. If you have questions during the workshop, please save them for the Q&A later, which reminds me, make sure you have some paper and pen handy because during hypnosis, it's kind of like when you wake up from a dream. It fades quickly, so we want to make sure that you're writing that down so that way you can remember what you're experiencing today. You are going to be getting a message from your spirit guide, so we want to make sure that you have that at least in writing so that you can remember that. Make sure that you're in a safe, quiet place to relax where you can close your eyes and not be disturbed. And please do not listen to this recording if you're driving or operating any heavy machinery, especially during the regression part. Then you'll want to stick around to the end where I'll be presenting a very special offer for a private quantum healing session with me, should you decide that you want to have a quantum hypnosis session. Dolores Cannon was a true pioneer. She began her 45-year career as a past life hypnotherapist in the late 60s. During this time, she perfected her technique of regressing clients back to past lives. This technique became known as quantum healing hypnosis technique, or QHHT. She traveled the world speaking and healing thousands of people with her technique and what she called the subconscious. Many consider the subconscious as the higher self, the oversoul, universal mind. If you've ever read any of Dolores's books or seen any of her videos on YouTube, what do you think the subconscious is? This subconscious, or some call it the SC, is what we'll be working with today. This benevolent, all-knowing, collective consciousness that knows each of us intimately will be our guide today, leading us to meet our guardian angel. It's very reassuring to know that you're not alone in this crazy mixed up world. And I'm not talking about friends and family who you can turn to in times of need, but that's nice too. But who do you turn to when the questions run deep and no one you know has ever traveled over this terrain you're traveling over now? It's all new territory. What navigation system can you use? Google really can't help, and if you try to get guidance through the internet or YouTube and not use your discernment, you may make the mistake of thinking that they know better and that you should follow them instead of following your own heart. And by the way, this goes for the information that I'm putting out as well. And I'm not saying that it's all misleading, but you must discern through your intuition, your feelings, and your heart. And that takes aligning to your guides and your higher self. Your journey is personal. Only you can take it. And only you can face the unique challenges that you face in your physical shoes. It's unnerving trying to work from a limited perspective and conditioned mind. You don't remember who you really are, and life seems so uncertain and tenuous at best. So I like to think of my guides as a satellite navigation system, like Google Maps, where they have the vantage point of seeing the big picture. They see where I need to be according to my original earthly intentions before I was born, where I need to go, what's going to happen when I get there. They know the steps I need to take, the experiences I need to have, and the lessons that I need to learn in order to be prepared for when I get there. Look, the challenges only increase as you become stronger and more enlightened. The rules of engagement in this world are changing and up-leveling every day, now at a breakneck speed. So knowing who your guides are and how to connect with them is indispensable right now. And they're ready for you to finally join forces with them as a team. It makes their job easier if you're cooperative and attentive. And the side benefit for you is that there will be less drama and loneliness. So check out the video that I created on 3 ways to communicate with your intuition, your higher self, and your guides at the end of this video. I'll post it at the end and you can take a look at that later. So what are the ways that you are up-leveling right now? Do you feel the speed increasing in your life? And how are you self-regulating? Let me know in the comments how you're getting along with all that. Okay, so regarding the 1111 energies and interdimensional beings, I found an article that I like. It's channeled information and it's from the Arcturian Council. And the full article is in the description box, but here's a little segment that I like. You can always connect with those of us who are in the non-physical realm and know that we are always offering something for you. On the date of November 11th, make sure you set aside some time to be quiet and focus on being one giant receptor. Make yourselves available to these energies. You want to feel yourself opening like a flower does to receive sunlight and rain. And you want to know that you have these connections already to all these beings. The connections are already there, and the energies are there to assist you in recognizing the connections that you already have. So we're going to do a little visualization exercise. This helps warm up the inner imagination, the inner eye for the journey that we're about to take. And as I mentioned in the previous live stream that we did the other day, the subconscious that Dolores Cannon worked with uses our imagination to provide the images, the memories, and the information that we need to see or sense during any hypnosis session. So just allow the images to come in without any judgment and fill in the scenes with as much active detail as you can. We want to get all the senses going. That's the purpose of the exercise. So go ahead and close your eyes and relax. Imagine that you're coming out of your favorite mall or store, like a grocery store, but a big mall is good because it's really busy. Before you is a great big parking lot. Fill the scene with as much details as you can. There are people, cars. What's the weather like? Take the sounds and smells and sights. You're in a big parking lot. Now you need to find where you parked your car. What do you look for? How do you remember where it is? Imagine going up the rows of cars, parked until you find yours. How do you know it's yours? What color is it? Describe to yourself what features it has that makes it distinct. Is it clean or dirty? Now look inside the car. What do you see inside that makes you know for sure this is your car and not just another car that looks just like it? Get inside the car now. How do you do that? Is there a key fob? Do you use a key? Feel yourself slide in. What are the car seats made of? How do they feel? Do they have a smell? Now look at the dashboard. Locate the radio controls, the gas gauge, the gear shifter, the rear mirror. Now leave that scene. Imagine yourself sitting outside of your home. You're sitting outside, maybe it's a backyard or a front porch or some steps leading up to your apartment, but you're outside. Just feel what that feels like. Take in all the scenes and the senses. Are there any trees, bushes? Are there any insects, anything flying around? Are there flowers? Notice the details, colors, smells. Are there any people around you? Or are you alone? Now imagine that a bird lands nearby. Notice what color it is. Is it a bright color like yellow or red? What kind of bird is it that you see? Does he have any special markings on him? Around his head or his wings? Now imagine there's a hat on his head, on the bird's head. What kind of hat is it? What's the hat made of? The texture, the materials that make the hat. What color is the hat? Get all the senses going. All right, go ahead and open your eyes. Now at the parking lot, were you able to see the store or the mall that you were coming out of? Did you recognize the place where you were and some of the details that you typically see? Did you have any smells or any sense of people around you? Was it easy to find your car? Were you able to recognize it right away? Now with the bird exercise, did you actually see or sense the bird, or did you just imagine the details or sense how to respond? That's how information comes to you during these hypnosis sessions, when we do guided hypnosis, whether you're doing QHHT or BQH, it's all the same. We're using the imagination. The subconscious is feeding the information to us through the imagination. And it's exactly what we need at that time. In this next part, I'll be using Dolores Cannon's original workshop script to lead you into the guided meditation session to meet your guide. Now that you know how easy visualization is, you'll be able to relax and allow yourself to go that much deeper and enjoy the process. So this is the original Dolores Cannon workshop. It's on a DVD, and you can find that on her website if you ever want to see Dolores herself sitting in her easy chair giving this workshop. It's cute. Okay, we're going to take you to meet your guide or guardian angel. It depends on what you call it. You can call it anything. You see, everyone has a guide or guardian angel. Whether you see male or female, it's the proper one for you. They come in with you when you're born. They're assigned to you to go with you all along your life, so nobody is ever alone. You always have at least one that is with you your entire lifetime, and they're with you when you die too. That's their job. They have to be with you. We don't know that they're there, but they'd like us to know they're there because they're there to protect you. They can help you, but they cannot interfere. They can only help you if you ask for help. If your life is complicated, you may have more than one. It depends. If your life goes in a direction like mine did, and some people's lives do, then there may be another guide come in, trade places with another one, someone that has more expertise in the direction that you're going into. But I like to think there is one main one that stays with you your entire life, and that's the one we're going to contact. We want to be able to see them and talk to them, but really they don't have a form. But we don't like talking to the air, so in this exercise you're going to see what they look like, or how they want you to see them, how they want to appear to you. But some of you probably know that what your guides look like before you had contact with them. But it doesn't matter how it appears. Some of this could be very funny. It depends on what kind of sense of humor your guide has too. But this way we can have something to look at instead of talking to the air. This way you have something you can see. So they'll appear to you the way that you're supposed to see them. We also like to have a name for the guides. They don't really have names. Everything goes with vibrations and frequency. Humans like to have labels to put on everything. So he'll tell you his name, which will be whatever you're supposed to call it. So it's your individual thing. So whatever you see, no matter how strange or crazy it looks, that's yours. It's personal to you. So when it's over with, I want you to write down what you see. All right, so go ahead and close your eyes and relax. Take a nice, deep, relaxing breath. You're standing at the foot of a very large hill. You see it ahead of you. Going up the hill is a winding path. The path twists and turns, goes around trees and bushes as it goes to the top of the hill. Walk up this path. As you walk up the path, look at the vegetation and the trees as you go around them. As the trail and the path twists and turns, going up to the top of the hill, walk up the path until you reach the top of the hill. Now you have reached the top of the hill. You're standing inside a small grove of trees. Step out of the grove of trees, and there is a clearing in front of you. Step into the clearing. On the other side of the clearing, you see another small grove of trees. Your guide is standing, waiting inside that grove of trees. As you watch, he comes out of the grove of trees and walks into the clearing. What does he look like? How does he want you to see him? See him in detail. Ask him what his name is. What does he want you to call him when you need him? If it's a difficult name, ask him to spell it. What is his name? Now your guide is walking toward you. He has a box in his hand. A box. He gives you the box. Open the box. Look inside. What do you see inside the box? Ask your guide, what does this mean? The object in the box, what does it mean? What's the significance of it? What does it mean? Now your guide has a message for you, something he wants to tell you. You can hear him now. You don't always listen. He has a message, something he wants to tell you. Listen to what he has to say. Now your guide is turning around and he's walking back across the clearing. Thank him for the gift and thank him for the message. He's walking back across the clearing and disappearing into the grove of trees. Now you turn around Go back into the grove of trees on this side. You can start your descent back down the winding path, back down into your room. You can come back down faster than when you went up. I'll count to 5, and on the count of 5, you'll be back in this room and back in your body, remembering the 4 things. What did your guide look like? What was his name? What was in the box? And what was the message? You'll be able to remember those 4 things so you can write them down. On the count of 5, you'll be back down the path in this room and back in the body, remembering those 4 things. 1, 2, you're breathing faster, blood circulating faster because you're waking up now. You're back here and you're very much aware of your physical body. 3, 4, you're aware of the sounds in the room. You're very much aware of your surroundings. 5, you're back in your room, wide awake, remembering those 4 things that you saw so you can write them down. I'll give you a few minutes to go ahead and write without distraction. There's some common things that people see all the time. Many people will see their guide as an old man with a beard, maybe a staff. Did anyone see anything like that? Some people see it like a monk with a hood. Some people see it like a regular angel with wings. And some people see it like a man from India with a turban, or an American Indian with a headdress. Did any of you see animals? You remember the ancient Indians and all the older civilizations believed in animals and the power symbols and the totems. So it's very common to see animals. Sometimes it's power figures like bears, tigers, eagles. Was it something like that? Some kind of an animal? What kind of animal did you see? One woman in the workshop said she saw a unicorn. Then when they told her about the box, she said that the box was on his horn. An English Cocker Spaniel, that's sweet. Sometimes people see characters like Santa Claus or Raggedy Ann or a court gesture. Whatever is right for you. It kind of says a little bit about who you are, actually. And they're obviously the right guide for you, so that makes you laugh. Did anybody see anything that was unusual? One woman said she saw a big, handsome guy, with the big muscles and everything. And Dolores said, well, that's a good one. I'd like to have one like that. But it could be anything, but it's what you're supposed to identify. And whatever it is, it's right for you. And that's the one you're supposed to visualize whenever you call on it to ask questions. Now, did anyone see glowing energy spirits? And that's what they really look like, but we put a face on things. Sometimes people see the craziest things, but it doesn't matter. That's just what you're supposed to look at, and it'll be easier for you to picture this in your mind, and you get a name to call it, and they'll be there. They love for you to know they're around. They really want you to know they're helping you. What you can do is ask them to come and then ask questions. And whenever you hear in your mind, whatever you hear in your mind is right. That's the important thing. Now, what was in the box? They're always the same common things that are in the box. Sometimes they're precious stones or crystals, jewels, pearls, sometimes jewelry or rings. In any case, it has symbolism for you. One lady in Dolores' workshop said she saw 3 dead babies in the box. Now, that was a little unusual, and it was telling her to stop grieving for them because she knew they weren't dead. And it said even the 2 that are alive to let them go. And when Dolores is doing sessions, she has people come to her and they say, "How can I make my children happy?" Well, you can't make anybody happy. You're only responsible for yourself. And they always want to keep their kids from having anything happen. They would rather, cushion it for them. They want them to never have any bad experiences, but life is all about lessons. So when I ask in my sessions for those questions, they always say, "Don't carry your children around on your back. It'll only make you sick." And another time, the subconscious said, "Don't take your children's lessons away from them. We don't do them any favors by thinking that we can keep them from the world. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to have bad things happen, and that's life. That's what they're learning from." I think that is what they're trying to tell you, and you have to release them and let them have their own life. So that was unusual, but sometimes you see jewelry, rings, necklaces. A lot of people see keys, and it boils down to what does it mean? Keys are usually to open something, and this is when the guide tells you what that object means. I've had people see feathers, which would maybe have to do with flight. They'll see stars, all kinds of things can be in these boxes. That's why the guide tells you what the significance is. It's like dream symbolism. It means something. One of the strangest ones I had, a man in England who, in his box, when he opened it, was full of creepy crawlers and bugs, insects, stuff, maybe snakes. I don't know, the whole box. It was a cardboard box and it was full of creepy crawlers. I said, "No, that's unusual." And he said the guy told him, "These are your fears." And the guy took it and threw it up in the fire so it was all consumed and burned up. I said, that's some powerful symbolism. All right, so the subconscious talks to us in symbolism and uses our imagination. And now that you know who your guide is, what they look like, what their name is, and the message that they have for you, you can go forward into this powerful 1111 energies, finishing out the blood lunar eclipse energies, and keep expanding. And this way you'll have some navigation system to work with, which is really helpful. I find it's very helpful. In the video that I did on the 3 techniques, I'll use a pendulum sometimes to ask questions. And that takes a little bit of practice, but once you kind of like start with simple questions, then it gets easier and more reliable. And you find out what the directions mean for you and so forth. And that's a way that I communicate with my guides, my higher self. And I'll call them out individually and see if I get different answers and see if maybe they're, find out if they're all in agreement. It's like a consensus meeting when I talk to them. And sometimes I use muscle testing. That's one that you can find to see if, yes or no answers. And the other one is putting the hand on the heart for vibrations, yes and no answers as well. So that's the kind of stuff that I use to get clarification on the directions that I need to be going. So if anybody has any questions or thoughts, comments, if you want to share in the comments, please do so. I'm sure this will help everybody. If you leave a comment about what you experienced, others can see and relate and share their experiences. We can all learn from each other. All right, so I hope you benefited from the experience today. Remember, the eclipse energies are going to be active through the rest of the year. I talked about that in the first workshop. I'll make that available at the end of this as well, so that you can go back and have a past life experience. That's what we did in the first one. If you decide you'd like to go deeper and get some tougher questions answered by your guides or your subconscious in a hypnosis session with me, we can go very deep. And we spend a lot of time trying to sort out what's going on with you right now, what's been going on with you, and your subconscious will connect with you and answer any questions that you have. We can spend up to 4, 5, 6 hours in a session just getting not just one question or one lifetime either. We can cover a lot of ground in a session. The good news is that since you've gone through the preliminary exercises of visualizing and going through a hypnosis, now it'll be really easy for you to go into a session. It'll be smooth and you'll go so much deeper and you'll get a lot of benefit from it. So you can do that by contacting me on my website. It's quantumreality101.com. Some of the benefits of having a quantum healing hypnosis session is not only getting your answers, connecting with your guidance system, whether it's your guide, guardian angel, or the subconscious, and then you start to gain confidence in your life. Your mind starts expanding. You get fresh perspectives and new takes on things. You can start to let go of old baggage and clear out old habits and belief systems that are no longer serving you. A lot can get done, and you can actually literally take a quantum leap by having a quantum healing session. You just kind of transform and up level to a different way of being, which is ultimately much more positive. And ultimately, you want to remember who you really are, and that also helps. The goal here, my goal for you, is to help you to become self-regulating masters of your own wisdom, of your own destiny, and creating your own preferred realities, interdependent with the realities of the collective. So like I said, the rules of engagement are changing, and we're not just following the rules of society anymore. We're actually making those rules up as we go for ourselves, as we become confident and realize that we absolutely can do that. And there's really no limits, but it's progressive and it's gradual, and quantum healing hypnosis can definitely help you. So to make to give you some incentive for giving this a try, I'll be offering 50% off of your quantum hypnosis session with me. It's got a limited time offer, good till the end of the year. One per person. For anybody who's watching these workshop videos, can go on to my website and type in Regress YouTube, all uppercase, REGRESS YouTube. And you can put that in the coupon box when you check out, or you can email me and put that in the subject line, and I'll know and honor that discount for you. I'm going to put some of this in the description box. The promo code will not be in the description box. You can only get it through watching the video. So if you're in Los Angeles, we can do an in-person session. I can come to your home, or you can come to my home studio. We can do quantum hypnosis healing technique with in-person sessions. I can do beyond quantum healing as well. For people who don't live in Los Angeles, I can do remote sessions, but I can only do the beyond quantum healing hypnosis. It's a little bit more flexible, and it's easy to do through Skype or Zoom. And you'll learn all about that on the website, what to expect there and what you'll need for that. So those are your two options. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to me. My email is either on the YouTube channel and it's also in my website. Before I go, I want to make sure that you check out my playlists on this channel. I have videos about quantum hypnosis, but I also have them on self-hypnosis. So if you want to continue practicing or having journeys or experiences, you don't need a guide to do that. There's lots of self-hypnosis videos on YouTube for you to explore. They're absolutely safe, and you can do it as often as you want, and you can just keep discovering things about yourself, about your life, and so on. So that's really what it's all about. It's all about taking control of your life and doing what you can to be the best version of yourself. So thank you all for coming today. I appreciate you being here. Have a wonderful day. Make sure you tune in to the next workshop this Sunday. We can go to a future life. The link will be in the description. So you can just join in. It's going to be 12 o'clock again in Pacific time, and we'll see you then. All right. Thank you very much and have a great day.